a month passes or 2 months pass, I can't remember how long passes. His dad calls him into the where he does his research and shows him a robot that will act as a mum. And Kay just replied, "This isn't what I want. I want a real family." And so he started rebelling against this robot mum and all this sort of stuff. Eventually, a few years later, a lady turns up. Turns out that the lady knew his dad when they were younger, and she kind of became a new mum figure, a mother figure for him. And that's what he had always wanted. But then 4 years passed after she came into their lives, and he overheard her and his dad talking, saying how she was going to sacrifice her life for the research. He didn't want that and tried to do whatever he could to destroy the research. After that, he finished the story. He just got too tired and wanted to just relax, so he laid down on a lounge. And I stepped outside and bumped into Fire. Yeah. Fire had been all alone up until we bumped into her there. So we don't know if it was Fire, we don't know if it was Tenmyuji, we don't know if it was Clover that went back and done this to Dio. On our way back from there, me and Fire heard a noise, so we went back to the second floor and following down, trying to follow the path, went back to where Dio was, opened Dio's pod to see how he was. That's when we found out he died, or he'd been asphyxiated. And we'd noticed his band had fallen off his wrist, so he was definitely dead. At this point, we were surprised, so we had to get Kay back, and we went back to the first floor, got Kay to go back to the second floor to the chromatic doors. On the way back, Kay and Fire were going to be partners with Dio in the next round, so they needed Dio's bracelet anyway. So Kay went back to Dio's body to get the bracelet and then met them up at the warehouse where the third set of chromatic doors was. But Dio's bracelet had been totally destroyed. The screen was broken, no display on it, and wasn't displaying, wasn't working, which essentially meant Kay and Fire would be stuck, couldn't go through the chromatic doors, and would die themselves. My partner would have been Luna and Alice. They were both dead, so I got their bracelets. I was going to go through the door myself. Fire told me to go through by myself, but Sigma refused to and said there has to be a better way. And essentially that's where it just ended. Came up to a big black screen, to be continued. And that's pretty much the story today. Bit of a long-winded story, but that was pretty much from that spot there, down that path there to there. So yeah, we're continuing on to here. I can't really remember too much of what happened before this point in this line, but we're going to work out what happened after. No, this can't be. What happened? I was terrified. Not only was I looking down at the corpse of a friend, it was a corpse I had seen before. The icy fingers of fear walked themselves down my spine. No. No. There's the bracelet off. Something in my brain snapped. A scream clawed its way out of my body, taking my mind with it. The last thing I felt was my body slumping to the floor as the world went dark. When I came to, I was floating in a field of nothingness. Really? That can't be the end. That's not the end. Yeah, that's weird. Why is it gone like that again? So it looks like I still can't continue that. So that's where I went last time. I'm going to try these other rooms. I'll go to the archives. Might as well try the archives. I set off at a dead run. So pretty much he's just seen the premonition of her being dead. And is thinking he has to find out where that is. I know it's in the crew quarters, but I'm checking the other rooms first anyway. Last one I went to the garden. And I was expecting to be able to check the other rooms before going to the crew quarters, but without a choice, I went straight to the crew quarters after the garden, so... At this point, I've already gone through all these escape rooms. Well, this is the archives. Hasn't been that long since I was here. Empty. She's not here. We need to find her quick, or she's gonna do something bad. If what I just saw was a vision of the future, I've got to hurry. I searched every corner of floor B. She was nowhere to be seen. I think this is where... Yep. That's where it just joins into the same story of finding her, and then we'll get the same ending. Yep, dead. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything there yet. You can see that still goes quite far down too. This one goes a little bit further. It's saying end or game over there, but these ones are different. At this point, I think that's the only other door decision I've got in the game. So I'm going to jump back here, ally with whoever I went through the door with. Yeah, Sigma basically snaps and we don't know what happens from there. So something's going to happen in one of these other timelines that will allow us to continue that one at some point. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's going to happen there. Spud. Well, who knows? You probably can't hear this, Ben Pickles, but thanks for hanging around and hanging out. Very much appreciated. See you another time. So yeah, I can't remember who I went through the yellow door with. Does it say? No. So I'm going to ally with whoever it was anyway. I'll go to this room.
10 seconds remain until...
Don't need to see that. Ally. I've already gone through the betray line of this decision. As Fire and I stepped out of the AB room, I could see the others running toward the projection, shoving and pushing to get closer. Tenmyuji was left behind, his footsteps a slow, heavy plod. What had happened to make him like that?
So you chose Ally, huh?
You don't get to complain. I won, remember?
Not complaining. I just think you're being a little soft-hearted.
You worry too much. I'm sure Tenmyuji chose Ally too.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You don't have any facts, just misguided optimism.
Yo, what's up? Siggy! No! Hey, what are you kids doing? We're about to announce the result.
Yeah, I've already heard that. Let's go. We should have a look at those results.
Fine.
Good. Looks like you're all here. Finally, let's get ready to rock! Amberdex game! Round 1! The results! If everybody would please direct their eyes to this monitor.
How did people vote? Betray Ally? Betray Ally? Everyone had a group of Betray and Ally. And now Fire's going to go off at us for going Ally and losing her 2 points.
Here are the results from your game. Now, let us check the numbers on our bracelets.
Sigma. Phi. I'm sorry.
Tenmyuji chose Betray. That's only at the end of the first round, so they don't actually know at this point that when it reaches 0 that they die. So we'll find out. Why? He chose Ally last time. And how did Sigma know?
Wait, last time?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. The truth was I didn't know why I'd said that either. The words had just appeared in my mouth before I knew I was saying them.
Right. Look, I'm sorry.
So basically, first time we played that decision, we went Betray, and Tenmyuji went Ally. This time we went Ally, and he went Betray.
I swear.
Which makes me think, if we went Ally first time, that conversation couldn't have happened. So what would have happened?
See? I told you. A soft heart is the easiest to break. Do you understand what kind of game this is now?
Just tell me one thing, Tenmyuji. Why did you do it?
Are you serious? Someone's dead, and not just dead, murdered.
They found the lady in one of the AB rooms.
I got no reason to think that murderer wasn't one of you.
We've now found out it was Theo.
Only an idiot trusts someone he's never met when there's a killer on the loose. You think I had a choice? Right. I think that's enough for me. I'm old and I'm tired. So tired.
Tamuji shuffled off, the same weight I'd seen earlier. Sitting heavy on his shoulders. It was only then that I noticed an angry voice nearby.
Hey! What the hell is this?
Hey, look, lady, I was gonna choose ally, I swear to God.
Don't pull that, Dio.
But just as I'm about to do it, this little bastard runs in and hits the betray button.
Don't pass it on to Quark.
What?
Oh, come on. Really gonna just try and play it dumb, huh? You're a manipulative little twerp, aren't you?
No, you are, Dio.
Quark, is he telling the truth?
No.
Were you the one who chose betray?
No! I didn't do anything! I didn't have a chance to do anything before Mr. Dio pressed the button! I'm telling the truth! I promise!
I believe you, Quark.
Sure, kid. Whatever. The cute and innocent act isn't gonna work.
No!
Fine. You just wait.
Alice turned on her heel and stormed off before Quark could reply, leaving him alone with Dio.
Man, this is all your fault, Quark.
How is any of it his fault?
My fault? Why are you blaming me? How could you do that, Mr. Dio? You're a jerk.
I agree, Quark. I moved away silently to let them stare daggers at one another. It seemed that theirs wasn't the only team facing some friction, however.
We aren't trying to blame you.
But, I mean, if you just think about it, wouldn't it make sense to choose betray? Forget it. I understand now. It was silly of me to trust you guys.
Choosing betray is the only way not to lose any points, but you also have a chance of not gaining any points either. The air in the room seemed to turn thick and sour, hanging over us like a brooding, angry cloud. It was a grim omen of darker times to come.
Zero, when does the next round start?
What makes you think we'll be
Well, you said round 1.
We've already heard all this, pretty much explaining that there's going to be more than one round, and
If I had to guess, I'd say it's going to be Alas or Siggy. Or Fido. Or maybe Mooney.
that's because us four are only on 1 point.
Or maybe everyone.
As in all of those four. What?
Why?
Yeah. Why am I going to die?
I guess I can tell you why.
Sorry to say, Alice, but there is a high chance you will die. Not from this, but you've died in most of the other timelines.
I get it. Sigma, Phi, Alice, and I only have one BP.
Yep.
If any of us chose ally and got betrayed, our BP would drop below 0.
What? What the hell? This is important stuff. Why didn't you tell us about this earlier?
Sorry.
Sorry's not going to cut it. I thought you were supposed to tell us the rules, not hide them.
Well,
Is there anything else you've conveniently left out? It's not fair to make people play a game without explaining all the rules.
I think it's fair. After all, it's not like anybody else knew.
I took a moment to go over everything in my head. The AB game would continue until someone opened the number 9 door. There were no rules about how many people could or couldn't pass through the number 9 door. That meant it was possible for everyone to escape. The secondary chromatic doors could be opened by any number of people, so long as you had the right bracelets. The bracelets would only unlock under 2 conditions: if you left the building or if your heartbeat stopped. If your BP hit 0, the needles in your bracelet would activate, killing you.
Oh, one last thing. The next set of chromatic doors you'll be going through are downstairs. You already saw them, right? There should have been 3. That means
I've heard all this before. This flashback of us telling how we got abducted. Can't remember what we are doing here. Is this where we were looking for Quark? Maybe? Let's go crew quarters first. I may have already heard all these conversations. Oh no, we were looking for a way out. And I'm pretty sure I've done all the different things here.
Well, I do feel a little strange. I've lost my balance a few times.
Yeah, I agree, Gammy. It's an interesting concept. My body feels kind of weird too, now that you mention it.
That's probably just because you were asleep for so long.
Are you suggesting that our incarceration here has nothing to do with this article?
Yeah. It just doesn't add up. The order's backwards.
It's like, it doesn't even have to be kidnapped into the situation. It could be 9 people volunteer to go into the rooms, go into this type of situation, and not have the danger.
Maybe if we'd been thrown in here after this virus started spreading. But right.
Might have only been one line that was new. Alright, let's have a look around. See if we can find anything else.
Good idea.
Yeah. Perfect idea for a TV show. Have a, like, they don't need all this story in the middle, but have the 9 people, and each week they have one episode of the people escaping a room. I'll be off then. What about you guys? The consensus seemed to be that they intended to remain. Okay, see you all later. With a wave, I made my way to the exit. Yeah, exactly. I never liked the TV show Big Brother, but pretty much the escape rooms in this game into a TV show, I reckon that would work. It would get the exposure of escape rooms. People would learn what they're about, and it might even make them more popular as well. Of course, they can't have the time travel and stuff like that these games have, where you jump back to make different decisions and things like that.
Sigma, huh? What do you want?
What? I just came by to check up on you.
Oh, I thought maybe you were here to kill me.
Why would I do that?
Because I betrayed you in the last AB game. I'm the reason you and Fire are down to 1 BP.
Ah. So I'm getting different conversations this time because I voted differently. Yeah, but that's hardly a reason to kill you.
Maybe.
It was clear that conversation wasn't going anywhere. I shut my mouth and looked around the room. So is it you? Is it just you here?
On this side of the divider, yeah.
This side?
Quark's over there, having a look around.
Yep.
And there's... You really gonna make me say it?
Oh, the lady who was murdered, you mean? Which seemed to really affect him, so I'm thinking that he knew her. Yeah, you've been acting kinda weird ever since we found her. Why is that?
Oh, what? Isn't that normal? We found a dead body. Who the hell doesn't get a little freaked out?
Yeah, no one else seemed to get freaked out at all. We were shocked for a split second, and then that's it.
What ain't normal is all of you just running around like nothing happened.
I'm kind of...
Some of you probably don't even remember she's in here.
I'm kind of with Temuyuji there. That's just because we've got a lot of other stuff to think about. He really does have a point there. Can you blame them for being a little single-minded? They're trying to escape from a game that's just made it clear it has no problems killing them.
Oh, just trying to survive, huh?
Yeah.
Then don't you think we ought to figure out who killed her first?
What does that have to do with anything?
You don't think much, do you?
Actually, was it this? No, it wasn't this path. We're over here now. It was this path here that we found out who killed her.
I'll bet you a pound of neodymium the bastard who grabbed us is the same bastard who killed her.
Nope.
Who else could it be?
Dio. If Zero is one of us, then you're saying one of us murdered the old lady. Zero didn't kill the old lady, but the murderer is one of us. You saw it too, right? The person in the gas mask?
Yeah.
Did you notice anything?
Not really. The gas made pretty short work of me. Me and Quark.
What? You and Quark were grabbed together?
Yeah, we were.
Is he your grandson?
So what if he is? Why do you want to know? That doesn't have anything to do with what's going on here.
No, it doesn't actually, but what if he does? What if it does? Suppose we don't know why they grabbed us. Maybe it'll shed some light on something else.
I'm pretty sure it won't.
Why is that?
Quark's got nothing to do with this.
So it's got something to do with you then?
What is it, goddammit? What do you want? Why don't you just leave me alone?
We're just trying to work out what's going on here. Because you're suspicious.
Wait, what? There's nothing suspicious about me.
Alright, tell me this then. When and where did Zero Senior abduct you?
Forgive me if I don't feel like spilling my guts to a guy who probably hates him right now.
Alright, fine. I'll just ask Quark. Quark!
Hey, stop it. Quark! Don't tell him a damn thing!
You're getting more suspicious by the... I'd started toward the partition as I spoke, with the intention of finding Quark. I found him as I rounded the divider, but... Quark?
What? Move!
With a yell, he shoved me away and ran to the boy's side. This didn't happen last time we were in this room at this point.
Quark, what's wrong? Say something!
Temuyuji shook the boy's body. Is he breathing?
Yeah, he's breathing.
Then he just passed out.
I don't know. Look, that doesn't matter. Just go find that girl, Luna. She said she was a doctor, didn't she? Quark needs a doctor.
Right. Hang on. I'll be right back. She was probably still in the lounge. I spun around and ran off. The whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Quark's body and within seconds his results lit up on the screen.